Hey, it's Mike. I'm back. I'm ready to go. What do we got here? We got N. Hey, N, good to see you. Um, we got Jenna Morton. Good to see you. Jenna Morton, 11. Yeah, I should call you 11. No. Jenna Morton, great to see you. Uh, Easy Market. All the freaks are there. I can't get to all the freaks. I can't guarantee I'm going to get to all of them, but they all represent each other, so that's good. Hey, uh, Jolene, good to see you here, man. I'm glad everybody's here. And Eliana, absolutely good to see you. Moderator. And Hayden Riley, good to see you here. Man, it's a full house here. All right, so yeah, I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and I guess I'm just going to get right into the, yeah, all the freaks are there. Hey, look who just popped in. We got Snoggle. Good to see you. And, well, I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm excited. I had some coffee. I had some coffee. So we're ready to go. And let's get this opening. Let's get this going.
Hello?
Hello.
All right. Yes, absolutely. We got Fake Human. Good to see you here. And we got bells. Let's see. Where's my bell? Ding. Yes. And we got Duke. Duke of squirrels. All right. And we got we got some snotting in the rags. We got snot rags. We got taking your toys in the pool. I'm gonna play with your toys in the pool. Malibu Barbie. We got some Malibu Barbie, and we got Contentment John. Good to see you. I mean, you're gonna put your dolls in the. You're gonna take your you're gonna take your dolls out, put them in the pool, swim around with your dolls. You can see the guy just wants to swim. The guy just wants to swim. This whole thing about raising money. Raising money to print books. I mean, he's going to raise money and print books anyway. What else does he do? Like, he doesn't raise money to print books. He just wants to go swimming. He wants to take his little toys and play in the pool and play in the river. That's all. That's it, man. Come on. Malibu, I know. Malibu Mattel. He's Malibu Maharaj. He's Malibu Beach House Maharaj. That's what he wants to be like. He wants to play in the beach house with his dolls. I mean, I mean, what else? What do you call his frog? He's playing. Yeah, it's like, I don't know if you remember that movie Slapshot about hockey, where these professional hockey players, and they get these three young, like, college kids, three college age kids to play hockey, and they're like really rough and tough, and they're like the best. And the guy sees them in their hotel room. They're in the hotel and they're playing with their toys. He's playing with their toys, and there's one scene where he's talking to the owner, and the owner's talking about these three guys, and he goes, God damn it, they play with their fucking toys. They're playing with their toys. And whenever I see this guy in the pool, I think about that. Playing, he's like those guys in the movie, was playing with their toys. They got their cars. They got their cars, and they're just playing like they're little kids. And that's what he's doing. And he's such a scammer. He's just scamming everybody. And it, if it wasn't so disgusting with the pedophilia and the child marriage and all the other racist sex, we could sit here and laugh all night. You know, we can laugh all night. But seriously, it's serious. It's not really a it's not really a laughing matter. But you know, fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna laugh my ass off. But it's you know, I'm not laughing at all the horror. I'm not laughing at the bad part.
Just walk away. There has been too much violence, too much pain. Just walk away. And there will be an end to the horror. Just walk away.
But for those of you that are new watching out there, because I know somebody shares these links every time I post. Somebody shares it in this cult, one of these cult groups now, and he might talk about the money laundering and the Swiss bank accounts. You know, that's Rafal can tell you about. Rafal knows more about that. I was never up with these gurus that close to know exactly what they're doing. I just know they're doing it, so I don't really have any inside information about how that works. But I know that it's really easy to get a nonprofit organization because we did. So I know that. All we had to do was fill out some papers and pay like a fee. It was pretty simple. And you know, it's just some paperwork, and we had to explain why we were different from an already established organization. So we just had to explain why we were different from ISKCON, which was really easy. We were just like, well, we're the Hare Krishna Society, and we were and once you have that tax exempt from the government, that's pretty easy to do. Now I don't know exactly how they. You know, we didn't have a Swiss bank account, but we definitely got that tax exempt status, and it was easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then, you know, we could just take in donations, and they were tax free. And I wasn't the accountant, so I don't know how that worked. And we weren't really out getting donations, so that really wasn't an issue. But we did have that. We did have that nonprofit status, and that was really easy to get. Bicycle Das had a video yesterday teaching kids how to do Sankirtan. Yes, and Nitin Kolade is going to talk about that in a video I got coming up in just a second. I got and so I wanted to talk about that, and so she's got this video that I'm about to show. Not about the child labor, but about this. It applies because, you know, she might be talking about one subject or one thing, but it applies, and that's what I'm here for, is to show you how it applies. She's talking about. Hey, let's see, who's this? Hems and wait, is it? Yeah, I mean, they're like Scientology. They're like Scientology, with buying up properties and buildings and doing a whole real estate. You know, because again, they got the tax exempt, and it's all on donations, and they buy up property. They can buy and sell property and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, they all did. I mean, they were all set up a lot. Some of them were set up on the paperwork for ISKCON, like Brahmananda and Gargamuni and I don't know, you know, exactly who was on that original paperwork, but hey, yeah, and so yeah, hey, Howard Johnson, good to see you here, and AJ, good to see you. Whoops. So she's talking about how she's saying white people stop playing devil's advocate, and I just want to say, you know, I do run into a lot of people who want to talk about cults, talk about ISKCON, talk about these different cults, and they have no understanding of cults. They have no understanding of ISKCON, and so they end up giving misinformation. They don't want to listen to survivors. They want to play neutral. They want to play, well, maybe it's good. Maybe it's, I see those guys and they're harmless, whatever. And then someone like us comes along who says, no, I was in it and it's a dangerous cult. Well, you say it's a dangerous cult. Well, that's a problem, because you're not listening to the survivors. You're not listening to people who know. You're assuming that you just want to stay neutral in the face of facts. It's not only is it the survivors that are saying they've been harmed and it's a cult, but you have cult experts around the world that say it's a cult. So how can you just be? How can you? You're on the wrong side. You're on the side of the abusive, high control cult, and not the side of the victims. We're supposed to be listening to victims. So I wanted to play this clip. Here we go.
Y'all, this is not something we need to do, and I'm not picking on this individual person right now so much as all white people, because we do this all the time. When somebody is getting called out for something they did on the internet, or sometimes in person, we do, well, maybe they meant, and here's the thing. I speak a little bit of English, and I'm pretty sure that I read those comments just fine. But you don't know that person. Why are you showing up trying to play devil's advocate or trying to defend them? It is okay for people to get called in when they step out of line. And white people sitting on the sidelines, we don't need to jump in and make excuses for them. You just don't. Thank you. Have a day. And just coming back to say, another adult telling an adult how to present themselves to the world is not appropriate for any reason, even if they were just being nostalgic.
So yeah, people that are, and I look at it this way. The way I apply it is, if you're in a cult, if you're in a cult group, let's say like anti-Scientology group, and people are in there, ex-Scientologists are in there sharing their stories about what it was like being in it and getting out and growing up in it and all of that. And someone comes along and says, well, I was never in it, but I think it's, from what I see, you guys are crazy and it seems harmless. So that's not a, that's not a, that's not a neutral stance. That's not appropriate. If you've never been in it and you're pretty much advocating for that group that harmed those people. That's what you're doing. I mean, I don't know other way to say it. Just like the people that come in and they want to start asking me about what happened with me. And trying to turn that around. Well, now you're on the side. It sounds like you're on the side of the people that did some damage. That's what it really is. That's what she's saying. And that's what it is. So I wanted to say that because people coming in here and watching and they don't understand about cults, and they want to learn about cults, but they already have this idea that if you're not kidnapped and held against your will, tied to a chair with a gun to your head, being fed a bunch of information or misinformation and being brainwashed in that way, then you're not really being brainwashed, and you're not really in a cult. And that's the misconception. As long as they keep that thought, they keep that idea, that misconception in their head, they're not going to understand cults. I'm not. You have to separate. I don't know. You have to, I don't know what you're trying to say. I think you're trying to say you have to separate something. Did I miss somebody coming in here? I don't think I. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So so there's that. See, people are like say, listen to the victims, believe the victims, except when it comes to cults. Then they're like, well, you know, Jehovah's Witness, I got a friend that's in there, and it doesn't seem like it's all that bad. Or Mormons, is it really a cult? Or, they want to just downplay because they've already made up their minds, and well, maybe it's not. Well, what about the victims? What about all the people that have left and that are speaking out about these things? You just gotta just not listen to them, and that's part of being in a cult. I mean, I understand if you're in a cult. We want to protect our what we're doing, our sadhana, or whatever they want to say. You protect your sadhana. It's Maya and all that. So we have a way of protecting ourselves from those thoughts. So I understand. We all understand how that works. My take is you have to separate the Vedas and Bhakti from ISKCON. Well, you can. I'm not against like meditating or doing anything as a form of happiness. I think it's great. But if you think it's connecting you to God, or you have some kind of guru who's a God man, or you're in some kind of direct line, and these stories are real, and you're somehow gonna float back to the cow planet and become a 12-year-old girl, then I think there's some manipulation going on, because that's just not normal. People don't believe those things in the year 2026. That's that's just if you separate, you have a bunch of you just have a bunch of nonsense. That's what I think. I think you have a bunch of nonsense. But that doesn't mean it's just like it's no different than like Thor and Zeus. It's like if there was a group of people in Greece that were like, oh, Greek culture, man, we worship Zeus and Apollo, and we worship all the Greek gods, because that's our culture, man. It's thousands of years old, and all these people were doing it back, Socrates or whatever, and so we worship Zeus, and we worship Olympus or whatever, the oracle, and we go up to the oracle and we ask the oracle questions, and we get an answer from the oracle, and Zeus, the lightning bolts, and they believed it, and they're dressing up like it. And they're dressing up like it, and they're building temples to Apollo, and they're building temples to Zeus, and they're doing their thing, and they're just living like they're Socrates. Okay, you wouldn't think that's weird. You wouldn't think that was weird. That wasn't a cult. I mean, come on. I'm dead serious. Who wouldn't think that that's a cult? I mean, we understand it is what it is. It's cosplay, no different than these people that dress up at the Renaissance fair, or they go out they reenact Civil War battles, or they go and they reenact medieval fights, and and they play like they're Monty Python, the Holy Grail. But the difference is those people, they go home at night. They go home, they take their shit off, and they don't think that they're really friggin' Maharaj or Swami Bhubabananda or whatever. And they don't believe in these fairy tales, and that all of this stuff about, well, we could go on about that. But I mean, basically the racism and sexism and the child marriage and all that harmful stuff. They don't believe in all that stuff. They don't have to. Yeah, absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. If you want to read them and it makes you happy, you read them and it makes you happy, and you chant some things and it makes you happy, and you don't believe in child marriage, and you don't believe in the racism that's in there, and you don't believe in the sexism that's in there, and you don't believe in all of that harmful stuff, and you just want to filter that out and do whatever, and I got no problem. I mean, what that's that's up to that's up to you. I think that if you I don't see a point in it, and I think it's harmful. I just do. That's just me. I think it's harmful. I don't think it's mentally healthy. Okay, I don't think it's mentally healthy to read those books and believe in them. You know, if you want to read them, like it's Harry Potter, you put it down, fine. But if you're reading it and you think you have to incorporate it into your life in some way that changes or affects your life or your loved ones, I don't go for that. I just think that's my personal view. That's my personal view. I missed a bunch of things. Yeah, I agree. Separating the Vedas and the Bhakti from ISKCON makes no difference. It's still a cult, and a lot of these sampradayas, these scampradayas, they believe the same. They believe the same stuff. A lot of them believe the same stuff. It's just as this did. It's part of what they call their culture. There's child marriage and the pedophilia and the guru worshiping and the high control and all of that cult life. And it's not healthy. I'm just gonna say I don't believe it's healthy, and I don't think any psychologist, psychiatrist, mental health professional would say that any of this guru worshiping, bhakti yoga, believing in the Vedas in 2026 is mentally healthy. I just did. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Especially when it dances around with the racism and the sexism and the child marriage and all of that stuff. You get too close to that stuff. You just do. You get too close to it. And I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to do what you're trying to do exactly what Knitting Cult Lady just said. You want to apologize and you want to excuse it and go, well, what if it's really just, what if they mean good and you take away the bad stuff and you just go with the good? You're doing exactly what she just said. So, I know, and you're trying to say, well, what if it was just less culty? Wait, like you just want a less amount of unhealthy unhealthy situation. What if we just make it a little less unhealthy? Like that's like what that Chandrasekhar guy saying. He's going, why should we dress up? Why should we shave our head? Let's make it a little less unhealthy levels of coercion and manipulation and exploitation and ends justify the means and us versus them and transcendent message and the sacred assumption and the charismatic leader. We're only gonna follow 10 of the characteristics of a cult. We're gonna knock out one of them. I mean, that's basically what you're trying to say. It's just a small group. Most Indians are not like them. So what? We should just let people join and harm their lives? And I mean, I don't know what you're trying to say. It's just a small group. So, Jonestown was a small group. Waco was a small group. Heaven's Gate was a small group. Solochan was just one guy. Do we excuse that? Do we say, well, it was just Solochan. He was the only one. Solochan and a couple other people. I mean, take your chances. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to say. Yeah, I know that most Indians aren't like them. I know that most Indians are not like them, but it's. I don't know what the point is of that. So. One of the rules in this group, one of the rules of this live is you can't preach. So you're gonna put your Krishna stuff up there, and it's not gonna go on the screen. So it's not gonna go on the screen. Yeah, I know the brainwashing. The brainwashing is beyond comprehension. It really is. It really is. I know. It's like if you want to say something, you can say something, but we're not gonna. You're not gonna do that cult thing where you just. We're not doing the cult thing, and I'm sorry. You wanna if you want to say something. I was in a Ritvik splinter group for a number of years, living in an isolated compound, and had regular contact with ISKCON. I'm agreeing with you about your points regarding the cult thing. Yeah, I know. I know you're agreeing. You're agreeing somewhat. Like I get it. I get it because I know it. I know what you're trying to say. Yeah. I mean, I could tell. I could tell what you were saying. You're. Yeah. I get. But some people, you got to remember, some people might not understand, and some people might not get it. And so I just want to make sure, like everything, people understand that are watching, because, and one of the things about ISKCON is that they preach a lot to Indians. That's one of the groups that they target, uh, because they can misinform them and deceive them, and that's even worse. That's even. I know it's all the cult tactics of. Trust me, bro. It's the cult tactics of cult. They've opened this big planetarium. They're going to open this big planet. That's no different than them building like a big Noah's Ark and trying to say, look, this is the Ark, and this is where all the animals went. This is where they put the elephants, and this is where they put the tigers, and have people come and look at that. If that's not a big scam, I don't know what is. Yeah, I know. I understood when you were asking about the Swiss bank accounts and everything. I understood that you knew, and that's why. Um, but I'm gonna just tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I apologize if I came at you, but a lot of these, as you know, and as you'll see, a lot of these ISKCON people will come in here, and they will try to, they'll be deceiving, and just they'll want to string me along or say, and I get tired of it. But I knew when you were asking about the bank account, I was like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. Okay, there's no right reason to join a cult. So that's the thing. And whether I'm an atheist or not has nothing to do with ISKCON being a cult. It has nothing to do with these Krishna cults. So the fact that you don't understand you're in a cult, or that it is a cult, it's good that you're here, because that's what I'm doing, is I'm teaching people that they're in a cult, so that they can there is no right reason to join a cult, especially a pedophile cult. Unless you're a pedophile, then I guess you got a reason. But if you're not a pedophile, there's absolutely no reason to join. There's no good, right reason to join a pedophile cult. Unless you're deceived, unless you were lied to, unless you were offered some good rice. If you were offered some good rice, I can see where they faked you out and you got suckered in. But there's no reason. There's no reason. Hey, listen, I'm glad to meet you. I'm glad you're here. Ham sandwich. Really, I'm glad you're here. Because you were a Ritvik. Where were you? Because I was in Los Angeles. I was with Yashodananda. I'm going to show a clip of Yashodananda in a minute. Yeah, I know. Because they're using exploited labor. So when you're using exploited labor and it's all free, it takes 30 years. It takes 30 years, man. Yeah, it takes 30 years. Hey, and good to see you, man. Everybody's here tonight. It's so good. Like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let's get the word out. Really, we get the word out so more people can. Hey, so more people can come and know and join us. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people out there. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. It's great. Like we have our own Istagosti. Veda scriptures is BS. I know. I that's how I feel. But I figure if somebody wants to read it, that's fine. Like people like mythology, Greek mythology, whatever. But that's fine. But I don't think you should. I don't think you should live your life around it. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think it's healthy to dress up like a 16th century Bengali and dress up and act like you're in the 16th century Bengal, worshiping statues and worshiping rocks and doing all. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think it's healthy if in your brain. I just don't. It's not. Yeah, I mean, I was watching this stupid guru, and he's talking about, and again, he's talking about, well, how is ISKCON? They're talking about, is this kind of cult? How is this kind of cult? How is it any different than people going to a rock concert? It's like, come on, you idiot! You know good and well that it's different than going to a rock concert. I can go to a rock concert. I don't have to. I'm not promised salvation. I'm not promised salvation by washing somebody's feet and drinking the water. I'm not given a bunch of rules to live by. I'm not doing a whole bunch of shit. Come on, don't be an idiot. I can go to see, let's say, Taylor Swift or Bob Dylan, whatever. Go to a concert or go to a movie or whatever. See, that's how dishonest these people are. And you can't even have a debate. That's why nobody will debate these people. They got to debate themselves. They got to have a mock fake debate. Because nobody's going to debate them when they're stupid bullshit. Just walk away.
Just walk away. There has been too much violence, too much pain. Just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror. Just walk away.
Okay, so this is knitting cult. This is another knitting cult. I want to show you real quick about exploiting labor.
What about charities that need legitimate volunteers? I'm Danielle, a scholar of cults, extreme groups, and extremely bad leadership, and I talk a lot about exploitation of labor. In fact, I have a whole chapter on it in my newest cult tactics book, The Culting of America. Cults are always about labor, and this is the biggest thing that people miss. And I tell people the way to protect yourself from coercive control is to guard your time and your labor. So then people say, what about charities that need legitimate volunteers? And this is the part where people stop liking my work because they really want me to be like, oh no, that's fine. And first of all, it's super problematic in our country that we don't have enough social systems and societal safety nets, because everyone is so afraid of socialism, that we need charities, that we rely on individual donors to do things for people. Super problematic. So that's a larger system society thing that we could address. Second of all, if an organization is using coercive tactics to get volunteer work or just expecting more than is reasonable, like the Mormons and the Jehovah's Witnesses, then it is abusive. Then it is exploitation. And every time.
And the Hare Krishnas. And the way they convince you to get more and more is that it's a 5,000 ancient tradition and blah 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 blah, and you got to follow 4 regular principles. It's the manipulation so that you'll do nothing but sell their books and promote their gurus and worship their gurus and donate money and exploit your labor.
It is coming from children. I think it is dancing on the line of exploitation. If you would have to pay an adult to do that work, then having children do it voluntarily is abusive. It is. There's a difference.
See,
Teach.
see, and that makes me. I immediately thought about my daughter, that dancing at the Roth Theater. They had a whole thing, a stage set up, and they went up there and they had like 30 minutes, 45 minutes of dancing, putting on a whole show at the Roth Theater. And I'm thinking, oh, this is great. She gets to perform and thing, and and she's like, I don't know, 9, 10, 11 years old. She did it a bunch of times, like for a whole time she was there. She with the school, they danced up there. Now that's exploiting the kids, of course we know that. But like she just said, they should. That's something that's entertainment for their Roth Theater. They should be that anybody else putting on that big of a thing with the food and all of that stuff. Anybody else that would do that would be paying for their entertainment. They'd be paying somebody to come and do that. They'd be paying real artists, real musicians, real maybe not Taylor Swift, but they would hire people to go and perform, just like they do. Like they have the on Crenshaw Boulevard, they have like the Soul of LA, where they have a big celebration, like a street fair, and they have stages and they have entertainment, and those people are getting paid. There's no reason to exploit your labor. There's no reason for them to exploit your labor and for you to exploit your own self.
Your children's stuff without having them exploited for labor. And I specifically talk about that in the context of Girl Scouts in Culting of America. You can get signed copies attached here or listen to me read it to you anywhere you get your audiobooks. But I come back to this every time. If the organization is using coercive tactics to get your labor, which is what we are talking about in cults, then it doesn't matter how good their mission is. And this is what I say to people every time they ask me, oh, what about good cults? I get the desire for it. I get that you would love to have an unhealthy amount of dedication from your people so that they would work for you nonstop for your good cause. And when I tell you that's a cult, I really need you to hear me. And cults are not good, not ever, regardless of what your mission is, because they harm individuals, and they especially harm children. It is the tactics that are coercive to get the labor that are the problem. And from an individual perspective, you should never be giving 100% of yourself to anything. There should be a line, and you should be able to walk away and be like, I'm sorry, I volunteered enough today or this week or this month. And that is almost never how I see these organizations operating. People are overwhelmed with the amount of work that is expected from them when they volunteer. And now to come for Alcoholics Anonymous. Took me 3 years to find this out, but I knew there was going to be labor exploitation in there somewhere. And there sure is. The pressure to be of service to other people essentially amounts to new people being overly pressured to work for free or for very, very cheap in the businesses of long-term members. All of it is exploitation. There is a reason that corporations and for-profit companies are not allowed to accept volunteer labor. And that's because we understand how easy it is to exploit someone when they are giving you free labor. Keep a watch on your time and your labor, and teach your children to never devote themselves 100% to any person, place, thing, or idea. And I mean not your children, and I mean not even fighting fascism. You have.
So, she makes an amazing point. I mean, it's really she makes this amazing point that you shouldn't give 100% to anything, and yet that's exactly what cults want. That's exactly what cults want, and that's what your guru in ISKCON want. 100%. You're dedicating your life, your soul, everything. Just like that crazy woman said about her crazy her crazy guru. And he's everything to her. He's her life and soul. He's God. He speaks like God. He's got God's brain, all that crazy, insane, that manipulation. What did she just, you're going to tell me she just woke up one day and said, oh, this guy's, no, she's been listening to him and his bullshit and his bullshit and his bullshit. And that now she thinks he's friggin' as good as God. That's the manipulation of these cults. And we saw that live right on my stream. She's coming in and going, hey, it's me, Mrs. Crazy Cult Woman. Watch me be crazy cult woman. You know, and all of them over there, they're still talking about it. Like, they just don't understand. That's the thing, is they just don't understand. So now I have one more one more cult lady, and this was all of that stuff is recent. This is like the most recent stuff. Did I miss some people coming in? I guess I don't know. Did I miss any comments? I don't want any trolls to think I'm not. I don't want any trolls saying I don't. Who's this? Anne Hurley Tor. Casey should sell Bhagavad Gita in the U.S. Yeah, they have these mock debates. They have these mock debates. They don't. They they pretend to be, because they can't have a real debate with anybody. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The one guy tried to have an online debate. I think I showed it, and the guy just says, he goes, what do you believe? What's the basis of it? And the guy starts in with a 5,000-year-old tradition, whatever, scripture, whatever. And the guy goes, 5,000-year-old. He goes, don't you know that the oldest whatever is this age? And, he hit him with the facts, right? He hit him with the facts. Within 2 minutes, he hit him with the facts. And the guy's like, well, and he goes, how are we going to have a debate when you're talking about millions of years ago and millions and 5,000 years ago and beings on the planet millions of years ago? You can't have a debate. It's like having a debate with someone who believes in friggin' old Mother Hubbard or the woman in the shoe. You want me to debate about the woman in the shoe and how many kids she had? I mean, really? That's what we're going to debate? I mean, seriously. I mean, serious, but yeah, nothing they say is true. I mean, nothing they say is true because, first of all, a lot of it is just fantasy, made up stories about a guy sitting in a mountain with an elephant-headed guy, and other stuff. And if you're going to start there, if that's the beginning point of your story is, an elephant-headed guy broke off his tusk and started writing down what this other guy who's 1,000 years old is. I mean, come on. That's what I'm saying. I mean, seriously, you went to Harvard and this is what you believe? You believe the elephant-headed guy broke off his tusk and he wrote these things down? And you went to Harvard? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think, I think, I think this is about as close as we're gonna get. I think this is about as close as we're gonna get. Is calling them out on their shit. So I guess that's why I get angry and I get whatever because I know that's never coming. Damn it, that's never coming. 40, it'll be 40 years. 40, 40 years and or 40 years, 30 years, 30 years. No justice in 30 years. Yeah, that's what my dad said. What difference does it make? What what difference does it make? Yeah, yeah, she's really good. Hey, ham sandwich. She's really good. They're constant reminder of devotee association. Yeah. Uh, uh, they were. I was checking out Gora Hari today for a second, and they were talking. They were continuing to call me Sisupal, but they were saying that we don't. I don't understand. I don't understand the spiritualness of it, and that's why I took it. I took that as a violent. I took it as a threat or a violent thing because I don't understand the spiritual meaning of the story. Um, and I just thought that was funny, man. I just thought, it just shows you the mentality of these people. I mean, it really does. It shows you the mentality of these people. Um, who's in here talking? Somebody come in here and say. Hey, I'm glad you found this because I want to we want to hear your stories and everything. That's what this is all about. We can all share. I mean, if you want to, I'm not going to pressure you to say anything. But this is a great place to just come and share, talk, and laugh. We laugh and joke a lot. And since I'm talking about Gorahari,
I'm just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
he's a dreamer, all right. He's a dreamer. Yeah, 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 man. I'm glad you're here, man. Absolutely. It's don't mind me, man. Sometimes I rant and rave. That's what I do. And sometimes people put a comment up and it'll set me off, and I'm not getting mad at the person that put the comment up. I'm just mad at the whole what the comment means and everything. I do that a lot, and I don't mean any harm. Uh, hey, Rafael, good to see you, man. Good to see you. So yeah, I'm trying to get through these comments because I don't want any troll to think I'm missing. Yeah, absolutely. I used to see that guy in LA all the time, man. I used to see him all the time, and then I would turn on that alien that alien. What was it called? Ancient Aliens or whatever. And then there he'd be, and I go, this fool. And I was in the Hare Krishnas, and I thought that. I thought this fool, because I thought he was a fool. I thought he was a fool then. I mean, I think I had his book, but it's just so ridiculous, trying to shove Vedic culture into the archaeological record is absolutely ridiculous. It's just absolutely it's absolutely ridiculous. Uh, that's so funny. Who's being manhandled? Oh yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that. Yeah, you were telling us. You were telling us, yeah. It is, okay? I've never been there. But from what I've heard, man, I would never want to go there. I just would not want to go there. First of all, every creepy ISKCON person that's ever been in ISKCON is there. And whether they're alive or dead, they're there. Even the dead ones are there. And it's such a, to me, it sounds like such a creepy vibe. I mean, Vrindavan is kind of creepy too, because they got their share. I mean, they got, their horror stories there. That's a crime scene. Yeah, and there's so many. Like you really do need a scorecard, because you got to. The list is too long. It's just long. The list is so long. the dreamer, man. Yeah, the ancient aliens thing is such a joke. The ancient aliens thing is, okay, so yeah, Vrindavan is equally, it's so okay. I got one more. Then collate a little bit, and then I'm gonna get into the Krishna stuff. Let's check this out. Let's see.
A warped belief that lying was virtuous if it protected the mission. Systemites, y'all, weren't worthy of the truth. Telling them the whole story might confuse them, or worse, they'd find a way to twist it against us. So we spun stories, omitted details, and sometimes outright lied about, for instance, where donations were really going. It didn't count as deception if it was serving God. And next month for book club, we are just...
See, that's exactly what the pick. Every cult is doing the pick. And you think the pick is just, you think Hare Krishna, that's why I'm saying all these cults are the same. You think Hare Krishna is the only one that had flooding the neighborhood with people scamming the public for donations and lying about where it was going? They were doing it too. They're all doing it.
The Witness War Red, which is about the FLDS, Fundamentalist Latter-day Saints, the polygamist Mormons. And same, right? Her mom keeps emphasizing, you can't tell the truth to outsiders. They just don't get it. There's an FBI investigation into Jeff Walls, but they just don't get it. You know how the outside world misjudges us.
I remember them telling me that. Telling me that there's certain things that you can't tell, that you can't preach about stuff. Just like Prabhupada was telling those devotees, why are you preaching about King Ugrasena and his 4 billion servants? And they're like, well, they want to know, and we want to know, and they want to know, and Prabhupada's like, why are you preaching that? If you can't explain it, then don't preach it. Preach about something. He's telling them, preach about something else. He's like, well, they're like, well, no, we want to know. Why can't we know? I mean, that's bullshit coming right from Prabhupada. He's just saying, don't preach. If they're asking you about where the servants come, you can't answer it. Well, then why are you preaching that? Preach about the body, the soul, transmigration of the soul, and the 4 regular principles, and the three modes of material nature, and the 6 Goswamis, or the 9 forms of whatever. Pick a number, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Pick a number. Pick something else. Why are you picking 4 billion servants? Preach about something else. Preach about Lord Chaitanya's transcendent 10,000-year golden age. You know, that's that's transcendental trickery. That, you know, that's exactly what she's saying that they were doing.
Traveling the world, just arrived to a new
Got a
destination,
commercial.
don't
Got to
know
have
how to get around,
got to pay
or
the
how to
bills.
do it
I
on a
guess
budget.
you know what I
One,
mean.
two, go.
As described by Singer and Lalich in Cults in Our Midst, other groups use different names for lying. In some evangelical circles, it's called heavenly deception or transcendental trickery, the Jehovah's Witnesses. Others justify lying when talking to the Babylonians, cautioning followers not to cast your pearls before swine. In Mormon splinter groups, it's known as lying for the Lord. Among mainstream Mormons, it's framed more gently. It's not secret, it's sacred. Whatever the term, the message is the same. Some people don't deserve the truth. This kind of lying reinforces us versus them thinking and turns secrecy into a virtue. When you're convinced you're one of the few who truly gets it, every act of concealment feels like proof of your specialness.
I mean, that woman from that other guy, that dreamer from Dreamer Pod, she was in here doing exactly that last night or whenever.
And that kind of secrecy binds you more tightly.
Telling us how we didn't know, and he's this and that. It's insanity.
The group, making it even harder to leave or trust anyone on the outside. As Yanya Lalich explains, deception in cults isn't aimed only at outsiders. It becomes internalized. Members are often deliberately kept in the dark about leadership misconduct, inner conflict, the actual size or influence of the group, and how the outside world truly sees them. Over time, the group begins lying to itself as much as it lies to everyone else. This bubble of misinformation is reinforced by leaders and inner circles to ensure people can't make real assessments about what's happening.
So, you know, it's just, it blows my mind every time when I hear her talking about these cults, and she mentions the Mormons, and she mentions this one, and and this applies with this, and she never mentions the Hare Krishnas, but it absolutely applies to the Hare Krishnas too. Everything she says. Every single thing she says applies to the Hare Krishnas. There are devotees who are all kinds of things. It's just wacky. You know, it's all kinds. These cults mess up your head. They just do. Whether it's Masons or Freemasons or Rosicrucians or anything, you know. That stuff's not. I mean, if you're in it and you believe in all that stuff, like a cult, like a secret society cult, and it's affecting your daily life and all of that stuff, affecting your critical thinking and all of that. That's a problem. That's not healthy. I mean, there's already enough stuff in the world just getting through our day that is mentally makes us mentally unhealthy. That's mentally unhealthy for us. But we get through the day and we deal with it. So many things that we have to plug on through. You know, I got to eat, right? As I get, you know, so many things, and to think you get messed up in one of these cults is that's why I feel so sad when I hear about someone that just got into it, that just joined, like we just missed them. We just missed them. You know, and they got into it, and now, because we know what it's like, and that they may never come out of it. They could come out of it. Maybe they won't come out of it. You just don't know, and that's what's so sad for me. For me, it's really sad. I laugh, I joke, I get angry, I rant and rave. But I'm going to tell you, when I hear about someone that just joined, these people, they say, well, my brother joined, or my dad joined, and he treats us all like shit now because my dad joined, or my best friend joined, and now I don't even see him anymore because they don't do anything that I want. You know, I know what that's like, and it makes me sad. It just does. It just does. I, mean, I can't help it. You know, she does have a low volume, and I have everything. I have everything cranked up. I have everything cranked up for her, and on her thing. You know, I think she uses a built-in mic sometimes, and it you know, I know, and sometimes I can't hear it either. But yeah, I have her.
I can dance. Boo 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 boo. You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boo boo boo. Yay!
Okay, so well, enough of her. I guess enough of her with a bad audio. I don't know. So I don't know where I wanted to go with this, but I queued this up, and so I just wanted to say coffee time. 20 years is a really long time. It is a long time. Some people don't understand how long that is. Like, you know, some of you do because you were in for a long time. Some of you do realize how long it is. It's a long, long time. And I really thought I would be in it forever. I mean, I think most of us did. Yeah, you know, you got to raise awareness. No matter how attractive it looks, no matter what somebody says, they give you a book, they invite you to the temple, they give you some prasadam or whatever, no matter what. It's just like, keep your eyes and ears open and just know that this is a cult. And, you know, it's just best to stay away from them. And it just is. It just is. It just is. Okay, so I wanted to say this. So I know, you know, I talk about Yashoda Anandan, and I was part of the Hare Krishna Society, and I spent a lot of years with him, like 10 years, more than 10 years, but 10 years as the secretary of the society. But I've known him I knew him for more than that. So I came across this video, and he's just another. Look. I don't want it to sound like I am promoting him or defending him, because I'm not. But I do want to show. I want you to hear him talk. I want you to see him, and so you can kind of get an idea what I dealt with for a while. And also, I wanted to show you the difference between an ISKCON Swami initiated by Prabhupada, who was trained by Prabhupada, who did a lot of service for Prabhupada, who initiated me. He did the fire sacrifice and did everything, and initiated me. I traveled to India with this guy. So I just wanted to kind of show you him in action, so you can see that the difference between this guy and so you can see the difference between a real Swami, an ISKCON Swami, and a dreamer.
I'm just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
This is a guy that he criticized by saying, well, he just knows Sanskrit and verses and and everything. He just knows everything. So, you know, that's how he criticized. So here you go. Let's see. I hope you can hear him.
Of Ritviks, or what is the qualification of Ritviks in Srila Prabhupada's organization? Because now we have seen practically lots of Ritvik camps are coming out left, right, and center. How can we understand from Srila Prabhupada's point of view? Well, first of all, the Ritviks are not within Prabhupada's organization. The official organization of Prabhupada ISKCON has rejected Prabhupada's order. They claim that Prabhupada appointed them as Ritvik, as initiating spiritual master, or initiating acharyas, or initiating diksha gurus. And that is a myth. That is a falsehood. The reason that there are people outside of the official organization, they're still devotees, who are at least come to the class for 6 months to a year, follow the principles, be recommended by a devotee, follow the process for some time, get familiar to what we are preaching, what Prabhupada is preaching. I mean, you can easily do the research on PrabhupadaBooks.com or Google and look at Prabhupada regarding first initiation and look at all the statements of Prabhupada. Prabhupada makes thousands of statements. I had somebody one time challenge me, oh, I want to debate with you. I said, well, I'm not very much of a debater. I don't mind. I asked him, I says, you know, on the PrabhupadaBooks.com, there was the Prabhupada.
So anyway, this is what I do. That's what I had to deal with. That's what I had to deal with for 10 years, listening to this guy preaching and lecturing and talking about Prabhupada and these gurus and Ritvik and Prabhupada's order and the future of ISKCON, the past of ISKCON, the qualifications of a guru, why these guys were bogus, how they became bogus, and also real preaching, actually really preaching, reading Prabhupada's lecturing and quoting and all of that. None of this. Hey man, we're gonna do some Rupanuga, man. And I just thought it was really funny that this dreamer.
I am just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
And he got the nerve to criticize this guy, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to defend him. I'm not trying to defend him at all. I'm just saying. Come on, man. Just give it up, okay? Just give it up. Just give it up. Oh. Okay. So now I wanted to show you. I don't know if you've seen this. If anybody's seen this. But I wanted to show a little bit of this here, because you really can't do a show, a stream, or an episode, or a segment, or whatever you want to call it. You can't do that without without explaining why it's a pedophile cult and what makes it a pedophile cult. First of all, we understand it's a cult. Now we're gonna move on to it's a pedophile cult. And so here you go. And this was just 3 years ago. Here's that guy again. Here's this guy again.
Where it really kicks off. So in Melbourne Temple was kind of like the beginning of the end of Bhavananda, Vishnupad. So my father and mother, my father is Jagadatma, and my mother is a disciple of Bhavananda. Her name is Sachimata. My father's a Ritvik disciple of Srila Prabhupada, who never met Srila Prabhupada, but was given his name. And Bhavananda officiated his initiation. He had 2 opportunities to meet Srila Prabhupada, but he was sent away to other temples or allocated to stay behind rather than going to see Prabhupada. I'm unsure whether this was on the order of Bhavananda. It was never very clear why Bhavananda had done that, to ensure that my father never met Srila Prabhupada.
So your father joined ISKCON before 1977?
He joined not quite 2 years before Prabhupada passed away. He joined at 18 years of age and received initiation after 6 months from Prabhupada.
Joined at 18 years of age. 18. And then he ends up having, so then he has this daughter, and he doesn't take care of her. He's off, and she,
and through Ritvik, initiation from Bhavananda, so Prabhupada gave him his name. I'm unsure whether he chanted on his japa, mala. And then, yep, the zonal acharya system was instituted, and Bhavananda was obviously already allocated to Australia and New Zealand. My father was never an important disciple of Bhavananda. He was allocated as a cook.
See, this is the thing. This is what Knitting Cult Lady was saying. Like, you join ISKCON. You can't. It's not like you can stop being a devotee for a week, take a week off, or I'll just be a devotee when I want to. No, you gotta. You're all in or you're not. There's no like, okay, I'm done for the day. I'm gonna go. I'll be back on Monday. It's 24/7. Why? Why does it have to be like that? They need you to be indoctrinated. And I know a lot of people are like, well, Mike, you don't have to join the ashram. You can just read Prabhupada's books at home. And yeah, but eventually, if you keep reading those books, Prabhupada says in his books, you need to go down to the temple and join the ashram. He says, I've built this institution. I've created this worldwide movement. I know. Yeah, well, she was born in it. So her father and mother, her mother's a Bhavananda disciple, her father's a Ritvik disciple. Bhavananda did the ceremony. So she's born into it. And I think she's got beads on. It looks like she's got like those Tulsi beads that look like a necklace. They're not like the neck beads, they're like the necklace Tulsi beads. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, she can't get away from it. She has the look. She's got the look. She's got the look. Retards are us. Yeah, she looks angry. She looks she looks traumatized. She looks like she's been traumatized by this thing. They always look like that.
For Govinda, for Gopals, and he was also allocated as a private hitman for Bhavananda. So where they all got allocated external duties, and then they got the other side where Bhavananda gave you your special orders. So Bhavananda ordered my parents to have 11 children. My father was working as a pujari, unpaid, full-time, and then working at Gopal's for $100 a week. And my mom already had a child when she joined.
Yes, absolutely.
And then he ordered 11 children.
And did your parents have 11?
She's counting off all the trauma, but and she knows this is bad. I mean, he ordered her mother to have 11 children. What is that? What the fuck is that? I know it. And she hasn't even told the story yet. She's just talking about her parents and Bhavananda, and that's enough. That's depressing enough. I know she looks worn out. Yeah. Well, she's only 19. Look at her. She's only 19. No, she looks like she looks. I order you to have sex 11 times. You have to 11 times. I guess you got lucky. I don't know. Uh, she sounds disturbed. Like, yeah, because she hasn't gotten the therapy that she needs. Talking to this guy is not therapy. Talking to this guy's not therapy because he's in the cult. This is like talking to your abuser. She's talking to her abuser. He's one of them. Because he doesn't give a fuck. He's going to sit there and listen to all this stuff and then go, well, everybody, thanks for watching the Hare Krishna Project. Next week, we're going to have a boo-boo swami on, and he's going to tell us how he was swimming in the river. Thanks, Hare Krishna. Because he doesn't give a fuck. If he was on Oprah Winfrey or 60 Minutes, they would be going, oh my God, you got to be out. Really? This sounds like a cult to me. Wow. Did you ever get any help? Did you ever get any therapy? No? No one ever got you any therapy? Are you kidding? What? They'd stop the show. If this was if this was like Oprah Winfrey or something, they'd say cut. Can we get a doctor out here? We need something for this woman. No, she's on here with her abuser. She's on here with one of her abusers. I know he's got a forehead that you could watch a movie on. I don't know what it looks like, the drive-in. I've seen the only bigger screen than that is a drive-in movie. No, she's not 19. I was joking. I don't know how old she is. I was joking. I don't know if she's 19. I was just joking. Bhavananda told her mother to have 11 children, and she's one of them. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Mom, can you tell me how? Can you tell me how I was conceived? Well, I met this freaking guru weirdo, and he told me to have 11 children, and you were number 3. That's how you came along, because this freaking Bhavananda told me to have 11 kids. Oh, you mean you weren't in love with Dad? Dad? Loving Dad? No, we don't love Dad. We had 11 kids because Bhavananda told us to have 11 kids. I wasn't even attached. I didn't even like your dad. I didn't even like him, and besides, he left. He went to Atlanta to run the Atlanta temple. I stayed in Melbourne. He went to Atlanta. You know what I mean? This is fucking insanity. This is freaking insanity. I'm telling you. It's the truth. I'm making it up, but this is the whole world
gone crazy. Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
That's exactly what he was thinking. He's like, I want you to have 11 little slaves for me. In 10 years from now, I'll have like 4 girls I can marry, and I'll have like, I'll have 7 little boys that I can molest, and I'll have 4 little girls that I can, 4 little girls that I can marry off, and it's friggin' disgusting. I know. It's, oh my God. Look at her. She doesn't look happy. She does not look happy. I know. He's getting worshipped. He's getting worshipped over there in Mayapur, like they all do. The guy's getting and this is her mother and father are not the only 2 devotees that he abused like that. That's abuse. What the fuck? What's his business? How many kids they have? What business is it of his? That's abuse. It's abuse. How many other parents did he abuse? How many other parents did he tell have 11 kids? Have 11 kids? Oh, you have 13, and you have 11. You have 11. Now you have 9. You have 11. You have 11, and you have 9. What the fuck? He likes these stories because he gets clicks and views. But he's in the cult. He's in the cult and he doesn't care, and he hears this stuff all day long. Every day, day in, day out, he hears this stuff. His big forehead isn't big brain, and no, he's got no big brain. It's empty. It's empty back there. It is empty. There is nothing behind that movie screen right there. And there's nothing behind that movie screen. Oh man.
Well, they were under the impression that they were not allowed to disagree with their spiritual master and proceeded to have those 11 children. And my mother stopped at 5. So
Of course they're not supposed to disagree. Of course they're not supposed to agree. She stopped at 5. Yeah, her uterus was like, hey, we got to cut this out here.
officially fell down. So then she stopped having children. She was unable to care for any of those children. She was out on the pick and sankirtan, as they call it, as in lying and cheating and deceiving people to get money.
So she knows about the sexual abuse. She knows about the lying and cheating. She knows about the pick. She knows all of this stuff. But she's still got that Nrsingadev poster on her thing, and she looks like she's got a Hare Krishna poster. She's got a Nrsingadev, she's got Hare Krishna, and I don't know what that other one is. I can't tell. Let me see. Okay, so looks like she's got 2 Hare Krishna posters on her wall. It looks like she's got I don't know what else she's got, but what does that tell you? What does that tell you?
For Bhavananda, and before Bhavananda was stripped of his role as the zonal acharya, I had sex with him in Prabhupada's room. So Prabhupada has his quarters in Melbourne Temple. So I was 3 years old. The first times I remember having sex with Bhavananda in Prabhupada's room.
Okay, so this is where it gets weird. This is where it gets weird, where people say that she's crazy, that there's no way that she had sex at 3 years old with Bhavananda in Prabhupada's room in Melbourne. That and a lot of people say that she has issues, she has mental issues, and she's making this up or whatever. Now that's possible. But from what we know about this cult, from what we know about Bhavananda, from what we know about this cult, why are we questioning that? Now, I'm not saying I have no way of knowing one way or another, but of course, ISKCON's going to say this woman's nuts. But beyond that, if she believes it, let's say it didn't happen, but she believes it did happen. She believes it. Why is she still in it? And let's say it did happen, and she does remember it. Why is she still in it? That just shows you how mentally how Stockholm syndrome, battered wife syndrome, abused child syndrome. And being in a pedophile cult, it's all of that together. It is so friggin'. I can't. But the whole thing about her, this is that she's that this didn't happen, or she's misremembering, or whatever they want to say. I can understand why they'd want to say that. I can understand why they'd want to say that.
I had sex in the temple room with Bhavananda one time, which was very, very, those memories are not great. So Radha Vallabha The deities in Melbourne Temple, very special to me. And Prabhupada's room, so I signed my marriage.
Okay, how strange is that? She had sex. Bhavananda raped her in the temple room in Melbourne, and she said the deities there are very special to me. I mean, I just, to me, the manipulation, the brainwashing is out of this world. It's over the top, out of this world. It's almost unfriggin' believable that she's going to say that these deities that watched Bhavananda and me having sex in the temple room are very special to me. I don't even want to hear that. I don't even want to hear that. I mean, you're freaking me out, lady.
I was in that room. Prabhupada's quarters are very, very special to me.
Why?
And
Why? What, you're telling me that this temple room and Prabhupada's quarters where this man raped you as a 3-year-old, and you're telling me that these places are very special to you? I have to agree that there's definitely some mental illness here, but that doesn't mean that the sexual abuse didn't happen. And we know that there are men who called pedophiles who want to have sex with infants and toddlers. It's not that it's crazy. We think, well, that's what the word is. Oh, here she comes. It's absolutely Prabhupada's fault. It's so much Prabhupada's fault. If Prabhupada hadn't created this ISKCON, this woman wouldn't have been born in it, and she wouldn't have been abused. It's all Prabhupada's fault. ISKCON is 100% Prabhupada. And your guru is a dreamer. This is your guru. This is your guru.
I am just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
Stockholm syndrome with this woman. Yeah, and Hotfoot too. Hotfoot's got it too. Hotfoot is the battered woman syndrome. She's being abused by this Gorahari, but she doesn't know it. She doesn't realize it. At least this woman realizes she was abused. If she realizes she's abused, but she still loves her abuser, and Hotfoot is the same. Hotfoot's the same way. She's being abused by her guru, but she doesn't see it. She can't see it. She's too dumb to see it, and so she comes in here and she wants to try and convince us. And she's not brain. She wants to come in here and convince us that she's not brainwashed. It's so funny. It's not funny. It's sad. It's really sad. Such mental health issues kind of point to sexual abuse, not against it. Absolutely, I agree with you. And she's not getting help. Is she getting any help? Can you tell? This guy should ask. That should be his first question. Did you get any help? Did you get therapy? What was that like? Did it help? Have you how long have you been, tell us that. I know she had a hard time. I mean, we don't need a 20-minute story about how she was raped as a baby. I mean, that takes 5 seconds. I was raped as a baby in the temple room, in Prabhupada's room. Can we move on to the next question? And her not getting it, all this time she hasn't gotten it. And all this time she's been in this cult. All this time. And all this time she's surrounding herself with people like this. Well, ISKCON does not represent Prabhupada anymore. It's your karma. Oh, Mataji. Oh, you don't understand. You don't have the right guru. You're not chanting right. You're not chanting proper. Oh, it's your karma. Oh, it's this and that. She got to deal with this. She got to deal with this 24 hours a day. Friggin' hot feet. That's the kind of women that this abused woman is surrounded by. These friggin' women like Hotfoot, who's telling her all this bullshit. And how it's not the cold, it's not this, you're not. Yeah, and look at her. Look at her. She look happy. This woman look happy. Telling her to chant some more. Oh, you should just come in and meet my guru, Gorahari. Meet my dreaming guru. And
I am just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
You need to come listen to this lunatic that I listen to. He dreamt he was with Prabhupada, and so now he dreams he's a guru, and we all dream he's a guru too. So you should come with us. Don't go get any psychiatric help. Just come join Gorahari's Sangha, and you can laugh and cry and just be. That's what she's surrounded. She's surrounded by hot feet, telling her bullshit like that, and that's why she's still in it. And that's why she hasn't gotten any help. Makes me want to puke because I would visit that temple room and pray and meditate. And now I feel like I need to take 100 hot showers. I did this video years ago, I guess. It's been like a couple years when I did this video. Stockholm syndrome on steroids with this woman. Yeah. This woman was abused beyond abuse. We're only 7 minutes into the story, and we're freaking out. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? It's all Prabhupada's fault. He created Bhavananda. He created Bhavananda, and Bhavananda told her to have 11 kids. Prabhupada's books told her that she needed to listen to her guru. Her father was initiated by Bhavananda, and he wasn't there for her when he needed to be there for her. This is all Prabhupada's fault. It's all his fault. Yeah, he's being worshipped. He's being worshipped. Bhavananda is being worshipped in Mayapur. He's the head of the friggin' temple there. Yeah, exactly. He's like, oh, just another day. Just another day in ISKCON. Look at him. He's like, he's not shocked at all. He's not shocked because he's heard the story a million times. Mr. Peanuts does not give a fuck about her being raped by Bhavananda in the Melbourne temple room in ISKCON. He doesn't care. He doesn't care one bit. He's just like, hurry up so I can ask my next question. I got another question. Oh, this guy again. I know, but this is a hell of a story. This is a hell of a story, man. We've had to stop. We've only got 7 minutes because this story is too much. Bhavananda is being worshipped in Mayapur. Yeah, he's being I'm behind I'm behind, but I'm trying to get caught up. I know. Well, that woman is fully in the cult. She's a psychotic cult member, and she's in the cult of this psycho. And so she comes in here and she's just acts 100% psycho cult member. Everything she says, everything she does is the epitome of a psycho cult member. It's comical, but it's really, really sad. It's heartbreaking. It is. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And this guy is the epitome of the patriarchy in ISKCON, where it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
I will not let Bhavananda, that memory of him raping me in Melbourne Temple as a 3-year-old, and and 4-year-old take away.
Look, it didn't faze him. She said, as a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old, he didn't bat an eye. The guy did not. He didn't go, huh? What? He's like, okay, what? You know.
So when I was 4, Bhavananda had already been stripped of all privileges at the temple and had lost his position.
So this was around 1988.
Yes, spot on.
It's only because you mentioned your age, and earlier on I looked up your date of birth on Facebook, which is the same year I was born, by the way. Okay.
It's hilarious. You guys were born the same year. That's so funny. She was just talking about how she was raped when she was 3, and then she was raped when she was 4 by this ISKCON guru in the Melbourne temple. And you know what's funny about that? Is you guys have the same birthday. That's just that. What a coinky dinky. I was so fucking sick. These people are so sick. Yeah, she'll never have a normal, loving relationship with someone. She's never gonna have a normal life. I mean, she can heal. Hopefully she'll heal, and she'll be able to get, her life. Her life back. No sympathy, no empathy. No, he's laughing about they have a birthday. That's what he got out of it. He's like, hey, I looked you up and we were both. He's just laughing. He's just like, yeah, you know what's funny about being raped when you were 3 and 4? I'll tell you, we have the same birthday. Because you know what? You were 3. I was 4 when you were 4. Isn't that amazing? I mean, when you were being raped in the Melbourne Temple, I was riding my big wheel. I was riding my big wheel around Kent. And and you were being raped in Melbourne. Imagine that. I can't. Oh man, you could have said it better.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
I want to. Good night, everybody. It's time to. Oh man, yeah. At least he found something funny. I mean, what's. At least I found a silver lining in your story about being raped as a toddler. Is that we have the same birthday? I just, can I share that with our audience? Hey, everybody. Hey, guys. I have the same birthday. Dude, you need to shut up. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's never going to heal. She's never going to, I don't know, maybe it doesn't sound like she's healed if this is how she's taught. I mean, there's after what she's been through, I can't tell, I'm not going to tell her how to act and how to be, but this is quite a story. This is like 60 Minutes, okay? You need to be on 60 Minutes, not talking to this guy. Yeah. Whoever, they're going to come in, they're going to assess this guy. They go, what's wrong with this guy? He's listening to the most tragic story he's ever heard, and he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there like a robot. He might as well, R2-D2 has more empathy than this guy. R2-D's like, this guy's got he's like, this guy has got R2-D2 and CP3 would show so much more emotion than this guy. This guy's got a big smile on his face. He's like, hey, this is one of the best stories I ever heard. You got any more? He's smiling. He's got a big smile on his face. Has
the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
He needs therapy. He needs therapy, man. You need to learn that when a woman has been through this much trauma in her life, you don't sit there and make jokes about. But I guess she's not sitting there going, "Hey, can we be serious?" She needs therapy. He's laughing at a rape victim. He's laughing at a rape victim who was raped when she was a toddler. 3, 4 years old. I know. He's just got a big smile on his face. Wipe that fucking smile. This is your cult, man. Hey, Hotfoot. This is your cult. This is what you're chanting and you're reading these books. This is what it leads to. This kind of mental illness.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of the year Bhavananda was stripped of his privileges. Whether it was 86 or 87. I remember by the time in North Sydney when I was 5 years old, Bhavananda, I saw him there a number of times, and which was very fraught. I'll just go on to say, when I got to North Sydney at 5 years of age, I approached a number of devotees and begged for their help with Bhavananda. I was terrified of him, very, very scared. They did an investigation into the allegations I made that Bhavananda had raped me multiple times in Melbourne Temple. The investigation was not a positive experience as a 5-year-old. Many senior Australian devotees were present at that meeting.
I can't imagine what they put that little girl through. These super white Hindus sitting there interrogating this little girl about trying to get her to say that he didn't do it. Because you know that's exactly what they were doing. They were sitting there trying to convince her that it didn't happen. And I don't even want to think about that. And she doesn't want to think about it. She said, that was not a good experience for me, and I don't want to think about it. I bet. And I bet that's probably more traumatic. That's probably just as traumatic. I know. Knitting Cult, I know. That's what I was saying the other night. Like, Knitting Cult Lady's head would explode if she was watching any of this stuff. She'd go nuts.
And they found that I was an unreliable witness as a 5-year-old and that my testimony didn't match the other devotees. So
that's pretty much what they said about, that's what the LAPD said about my daughter. They said that her testimony doesn't match the parents. And I was like, well, of course not. He's going to say he didn't do it. The wife's going to say he didn't do it. Obviously, she's lying. Well, testimony doesn't matter. Her testimony conflicts with the what? That's it. Game over. He won. Got away with it. That's what happens. What fucking happens? That's how these guys get away with it. That's why they get away with it. They got the testimony of a little kid, and the guru's got the testimony of all his followers. Oh, he's the greatest guy ever. He would never touch a fly. Oh, he's Guru Dave? You mean Maharaj? Oh, no, you got to be out of your mind. Oh, she's obviously lying. Oh, she's crazy. Oh, she's overdeveloped. Oh, she's this, she's that. Blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, you got these gurus rubbing their hands all over these girls and all this stuff. You can't, if you can't see it, you got to be friggin' blind. And even when little girls are coming out and talking about it and saying, hey, this is what happened, people still don't want to believe it. People want to blame the victim and tell them that, well, she's lying. Why would she lie about this? Why would she lie about this, make this shit up? That's what they don't understand. They think that they can just say, oh, well, the little girl's making it up. The authorities know. The LAPD knows. They told me. They said little kids don't make shit up. They don't make shit up like this. They're not going to put themselves through this shit for no reason. Just to make something up. And first of all, the police, they can tell when people are lying. They know when a little kid's lying. They know when a little kid's telling the truth. It ain't hard for the police to know whether a kid's telling the truth. They came right to me. They immediately said, we know she's telling the truth. But we can't prove it. We cannot prove it. But my daughter, because we went to the police put my daughter in therapy. She got 6 months of therapy from the LAPD had a thing where kids go when these things happen. And they speak with a counselor. They speak with a professional. That my daughter got 6 months of that. No girl that was not raped or molested would lie about it. They wouldn't lie about it. Yeah, that's exactly what the LAPD said. They go, kids do lie about stuff. Kids will tell lies, make stuff up, but they don't make up stuff about this. They just don't. They just don't. Now maybe a teenager doesn't want to get in trouble. I mean, they might make up a story. They get caught, with their boyfriend sneaking in the house or whatever. They might make up a story. Oh, whatever, he broke in. Whatever. Little kid, 10, 11, 5, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, little age girls, boys don't make this stuff up. Most of them at the temple, they don't even know what sex is. That one woman said that she was raped at 13. She didn't even know what happened. So how would she make it up? They don't even know what sex is. How would they know? At 5 years old, how would she know what rape is? How would she know? Little kids don't talk about that. They don't read about it. They don't know about it. They don't hear about it. They don't know what rape is. Kids at that age, they hear the word rape, they're like, Mommy, what does rape mean? They don't know. I'm sorry to hear about that, Eliana. It's right. She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand she's being exploited. He's exploiting her because he's not some neutral agency or some he's not doing this for any reason other than for him to promote himself and his channel. He's not getting her any help. He's not speaking out against Bhavananda. He's not going to speak out against Melbourne Temple. He's not going to speak out against ISKCON. He's not going to speak out against Prabhupada. No, he's going to do the opposite. He's going to say, okay, thanks for coming on the show. All right, everybody, tune in next time when I'm going to talk to Bhavananda or Bhavananda's friend. Or we're going to talk about the Temple of Vedic Planetarium. We're going to talk about finding a good, whatever. That's what pisses me off, and you're right. She shouldn't be talking to him at all. Excuse me. She shouldn't be talking to this guy at all. I mean, it's just the wrong guy to be talking to. Sex education is important. These freaks know nothing about this. No, some of these little kids, some of these little girls are being molested, and they don't know they're being molested. These gurus like Indra Yumna Swami rubbing his hands on these girls, even if he's not touching their private parts. He's still violating them. He's violating them. He's violating their space. He's violating their autonomy. He's violating them. He's violating these little kids when he's rubbing his hands all over them. When he's walking them around like he's grandpa. He's not grandpa. He's not grandpa. He shouldn't be doing that stuff. It's no different if I did it. If they caught me walking around some little girl that's not my granddaughter, and I got her by the hand, I'm walking everywhere I go, I got some little kid with me, people would say, what the fuck is what with this guy and these little girls? They just would. With this guy, this Indra Swami, he gets away with it. Nobody says anything. Right, Rafal? Does anybody in ISKCON ever say anything about Indra Swami and his girls? No. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about, when I'm sorry to hear about that, Rafal. When I was talking to the police, when I was talking to the LAPD, and they were giving me statistics, because they like statistics. They're giving me statistics, and they're like, 6 out of 10 girls are molested or abused in some way, and like 4 out of 10 boys are sexually abused or molested in some way. That's a staggering number of kids that are abused. It just is. That's a hardcore number, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. So just remember and that's in the real world. That's in the real world, not their fantasy world. Is the statistics are way higher. Yeah, little kids can be coached to lie about this, but the police know when little kids are being coached to lie. It's not like you can just fool the police. The little kids cannot fool the police. If a little kid can fool the police, then that policeman needs to be fired. That's what I'm saying. Man, I'm just saying. Yeah, there absolutely, and absolutely, there are cases of that. But usually they get caught, because usually the parent denies it. The parent has an alibi and denies it, and then the kid usually can't keep the story straight, because that's how children are. They just it's not as easy. Hey, thanks. I appreciate you saying that. I do feel like I'm doing a service, and I'm not doing it for money. I'm not doing it for clicks. I'm not monetized. I'm not asking for donations. I'm not asking for people to follow me and I like, share, and subscribe like everybody else. But we're not a cult. We're not I don't have disciples or followers. There's none of that. And we don't want it like that. But and no one's that's what they're saying. That's what other people are saying, because that's all they can say. But we're here as like a big public service announcement. And that's exactly how I feel. It's a big public service announcement. I don't know if I missed. Yeah, ISKCON is always attacking. Their victims. I mean, that's what they do. I mean, that's what cults do. Scientology does it. Everybody does it. And that's what I was saying. That's why I was saying, before I really got started doing this and like really researching with knitting cult lady and a lot of other cults, because I was just like, I was kind of on the periphery of studying cults. I knew that it was a system and it was not an individual guru thing. I knew that. You can't prove it. I couldn't prove it. Now I can prove it. But I couldn't prove it before. But since learning more with knitting cult lady and these other cult experts, and learning more about other cults and how other cults work and how they're all the same, then it, you know, then you can see. You can see. That's why I can confidently say I know what I know. I know in my heart, I know in my mind, I know everything in my full 100% of my being. And this is the pedophile cult. It's a hardcore, dangerous, psychopathic pedophile cult. Yeah, they can usually tell. They can tell when kids have been coached. They can tell when kids are making stuff up. I mean, they can tell when adults are doing it, and kids have no, like little kids have no self-awareness of how they sound when they're talking. You know, their facial expressions, their body language. I mean, they're little kids. They haven't learned. They haven't learned how to lie successfully yet. You know, I mean, there's adults that don't know how to lie successfully yet, but little kids haven't learned. They haven't lied enough to learn how to lie and get away with something like that. They just, they just have it. Yeah, I know, man. And that is just, that's indicative of how dangerous this cult is. That it can harm someone so much, and they cannot let go. This cannot let go.
I testified that Ramai Swami had walked in on Bhavananda, raping me in the front room at Melbourne Temple, and Ramai testified that he hadn't seen any such thing and could not recall any such thing. Bhavananda.
Oh, so it was one super white Hindu sticking up for the other white Hindu. Kind of like when Bhakti Vikash says, "Oh, this is the sweetest Swami you'll ever meet." You see these guys? That's why I was saying, you know, this I know for a fact that this guy, his wife would load up the car with his daughter and drive away in the morning to go drop the daughter off at school. And she went to UCLA. She went to work. That was their morning. Program. That was their morning thing. They got up as a family. They had breakfast. The father was the teacher's assistant, and the mother was a doctor at UCLA, and the daughter was in high school. And the mother and the daughter would leave, and the father would stay to go downstairs to teach in the school. But they lied and said, "No, we were always at the house. She was never alone with this guy. We were always there, and she's not telling the truth because we were there." And I know for a fact that they were not there. They left. Every morning they would leave and go to. They would leave. So these people lie, and I know they were lying. And these people lying too, and then the police knew they were lying, but they can't prove it, and they can't. You know, this was one of those things. One of the, and exactly, they're enablers. They're enablers of this. They're enabling this disgusting pattern. It's generational. It goes on and on. It's in almost every case, the child eventually makes the mistake of, okay, I didn't know that, but I know that in almost every case they figure out the kid's lying. I know that. I know that. I'm trying to get through these comments. Yeah, the lion man didn't save her. Fuck ISKCON. I know. Can you imagine? And you know, I'm going to tell you right now, she's not the only one. Just like Rupa Manjari is not the only one. She's not the only one. This This woman is not the only one. There were so many little girls and boys that were 3, 4, 5 years old that not only were they some of them were sexually abused, but they were all physically tortured or mentally tortured, and some were physically tortured. You put a little 5-year-old kid, lock him in a closet, that's torture for that little kid. You making them, putting them in a trash can, putting a lid on the trash can and making them, that's their punishment, is get inside a trash can? That's abuse. That's child abuse. You're traumatizing that little kid. I'm not even a child psychologist, and I know that's abuse. What to speak of all the sexual abuse and all the other trauma, man? It's. Okay, I want to hear a little bit more of this.
Personal servant had been present during those rapes, and he testified that he didn't know who I was, and he had never seen Bhavananda hurt anybody or have sex with any children. There were a number of other senior Prabhupada disciples who testified that they'd never witnessed Bhavananda acting inappropriate towards any children or having sex with any children at all.
And now we know that he was having sex with children. It's a fact. It's a fact. And they don't want to believe this woman? He was denying it then, and all these people were denying it then. But now we know all these years later, we know that he was, and it was a fact that he was.
And that experience really shook me. Gopal Krishna cornered me and threatened me during the proceedings and said he would end my family if I didn't withdraw the allegations.
So she's 5, 6 years old. She gets threatened. Some guy threatens her and her family. That's what we're dealing with now. Hey, Snoggle. I'm glad you stopped by. Absolutely, so glad you stopped by. Yeah, hey, everybody. I'm just trying to get caught up on these comments because if there's any trolls, I don't want to miss them because they get mad and say I'm blocking them. The police should have gone to the wife's work and asked about her routine in the morning. You know, well, what they did was they interviewed the wife and the daughter, and they told me what was going on, and they told me that they thought that he was abusing the daughter too. That's what they told me. They said we believe we've interviewed him and the daughter and the mother, and we believe that he has abused the daughter, but again, we don't have any proof of it. But that's what we think, that he has abused the daughter. So what they were doing was they were trying to get him to confess. They interviewed him. They kept calling him in to ask him some more questions, like a Columbo type thing. Like, hey, we got one more question. Can you come down and we want to ask you? And we got to have a few more questions. And so they were trying to get him to confess, and he just would not confess to it. And finally, they told me we're not going to file charges because we don't think we can win this case because we don't have any evidence. All we have is your daughter's word, and that is not enough to win a case. Your daughter's word is not enough to win a case. And I said, well, let's see if it is. Let's see. And they said, no, that doesn't work that way. We don't do that. The district attorney's office, we don't just file cases and see if we can win. We file cases that we think we can win. And I was like, so then that's it then. There's nothing we can do. And they said, well, you can take him to court you can take him to civil court, and you can sue him for like civil damages. If you want to do that, you can hire a lawyer and sue him. And I didn't have money to do that. I didn't have money to do that. I know how much proof. How much proof does the crazy world need? I know. I know. You would think not that much.
I can dance. Boop, 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 You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boop, 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 yay!
Let me see. I just want to. Oh man, yeah. They can build these. They can build these temples and scam people, do the pick, all this stuff, while all these things are going on. Well, and they don't care. But again, what gets me is this guy really gets me though. He's just sitting there. Yeah, Lion Man didn't come. Lion Man never comes. I agree with you. And me too. Me too. Me too. Every day when I'm making the thumbnail and I'm scheduling this and I'm getting the videos ready, I'm thinking that exact same thing. I'm like, what do we gotta do to make these people understand? They just don't understand. And not just the people that are in the cult, the public. The public has no idea how dangerous this shit is. That's why I was saying, if there was a Jack-in-the-Box that was this dangerous and the public knew about it, they'd burn that shit down. They'd burn it down. They'd bulldoze it. It'd be down in 24 hours. They'd just come in, smash it down. But no, this cult, freedom of religion, freedom of religion, man. Freedom of religion.
There were a couple of other devotees who had promised that they would get me justice. And then afterwards, I felt completely let down by them. And they're like, well, we did everything we could, but that's just how it goes. So that was my first real insight into ISKCON investigating allegations of severe sexual abuse by its leadership. Ramai Swami was then made the temple president of North Sydney. And the previous...
What I should have done, I'm going to tell you right now, in hindsight, what I should have done was I should have got a lawyer, pro bono. I should have got a lawyer and sued Swavas. I should have sued the ISKCON LA temple. I should have sued it. They would have put a hit out on me if I had done that. But I should have sued the LA temple because it happened on LA temple property in the LA temple school that was with Jagannath as the principal and the teacher, and in Swavas's building. I should have done. I could have done that. I could have sued the LA temple, and but I didn't have the resources to do that. I didn't. You gotta. And in my state of mind at that time, I really thought the LA temple. I really thought that the LAPD was going to handle it, and when they didn't, I was so let down. And it was like, well, you can sue them, and I just felt so defeated, so disgusted, so everything you can possibly imagine. That the idea of trying to get a lawyer that's going to take my case and sue the LA temple, it just seemed like such and it just seemed like something that was like just an unreachable goal. But now that I think back on it, that's what I should have done. And if I could have do it over again, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I would have sued the LA temple. Oh, Pikachu guy from the other day. I believe it's Yanni Man. Oh, is that? You know what? I think you're right. I guess he's using an old picture. Yeah, it takes a lot of reasons to sue an ISKCON temple. My dad failed when he tried twice to sue Mayapur after what happened. Yeah, I knew it was gonna. I mean, I was smart enough to know that suing that's like suing the Catholic Church, and not only is it going to take a lot of money, but it's going to take a lot of time. That's not something that's going to happen in 6 months. That's something that's going to happen like in 6 years. That's going to take some time. And it was, I was smart enough to know that. I didn't know that LAPD. I didn't know how that was going to work. I was really disappointed in that. I had no idea that's how the system works like that. I had no idea. I was totally lost faith in the justice system when I saw how that worked. So I knew that trying to sue the temple, trying to sue the LA temple and the Svavas and the whatever, that was out of my hand. That was out of my hands. And to do it successfully was going to take a good lawyer, and it would take some money, and even if I got one that would, even if I found one that would do it pro bono or whatever, just the work that it would take to do that, it was just so much. It was just so out of my hands, and I can see why the little guy like me and my daughter, trying to go up against a big corporation or a big anything, you're already at a disadvantage. You're at a disadvantage before you even start. And I'm not trying to discourage anybody. If you want to get something done, I encourage anybody to use the legal system as best as you can and as best as you can afford, because it's not cheap. So that's yeah. And the government and they get all the protection, they get all the breaks, they get all the legal loopholes are in their favor. Not in our favor, it's in their favor. So I guess what you're trying to say is hot feet is doing her thing. You got to change that to a foot. You got to put a foot instead of the lips now. And nobody in ISKCON, they never investigated my daughter's thing. ISKCON never investigated. They never interviewed me. Nobody from ISKCON ever interviewed me. Nobody from ISKCON interviewed my daughter. Nobody from ISKCON made any statement or any. They acted like it didn't happen. Once we went to the police, they figured, fuck. He went to the police, but out of our hands. They didn't give a shit. Once we went to the police. We went to the police. That was it. It was all over. It was all over. Yeah, and then and the other thing was that if I would have sued him, then my daughter would have had to do the deposition, and their lawyers would have had a thing, and and then putting her through that whole thing again, and not only deposition, but then going to court and trial, and it's like she's 11, she's 12, and doing all of that. It just seemed, and now maybe if it was like, if she was raped or physically abused, like beaten us, smacked. I mean, if it had gotten like, but it was like groping and touch, whatever it was. So, but yeah, it was 6 months of taking her to therapy, and that was it was like a doctor. It was like every week it was like a doctor's appointment for 6 months. So it was focusing on that and focusing on her education and focusing on on making sure that she was not traumatized, and that she's adjusting and everything's okay, because it was like it was a difficult time in school and at the temple. I mean, we were still part of the community. We were still part of the community. It wasn't like we beamed out and then we were still there. So it was difficult. It was a really difficult time. Yeah, absolutely. She's getting justice now. I'm speaking out and letting everybody know. She said it's okay, because I wasn't speaking out. I wasn't mentioning her. I wasn't bringing her up for a long time. I never mentioned her at all. And then I asked her, I said, hey, do you mind if I'm not talking about you at all, and I'm talking. And she says, you can mention me, you can speak out. So when I was like, okay, that's up to you. I was like, it's up to you. And she said, okay, yeah, it's Hotfoot. Yeah, she's a Hotfoot, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, well, LAPD, they know Watsika. They said Watsika is like the most dysfunctional street in Los Angeles. They get called out to Watsika Avenue like all the time. And just when I was there, they'd have ambulances come. There's guys ODing in the ashram, literally ODing in the ashram, fights, all kinds of stuff. People coming to the Sunday feast and getting belligerent and arguing and fighting about gurus and just all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. So they go down there. The LAPD is down there all the time. Yeah, exactly. I didn't mind. I wasn't like, hey, are you guys gonna? But I'm just looking back on it. It was like they never did anything. Looking back, they never did anything. It's like it didn't happen. It's like it didn't happen. Yeah, and that's why when these people come in here and they talk about child marriage and they try to talk about it's down, it really pisses me off. It makes me angry, because that's criminal behavior, and that's shit that can lead to rape. It can lead to, Well, thanks. Thanks for being here, because I really enjoy and appreciate everyone coming and joining in. I mean, it's that's what's important, man, and that's what really makes this whole thing. It's everybody being here. Yeah, it's the best. And you know what? She's going to be here in 2 weeks. In less than 2 weeks, she'll be here. And if she agrees to it, she'll be on camera with us, and we'll be talking, and she'll be talking, and that'll be great. Yeah, they come in here and they want to make fun. They want to make fun and act like it's a game. They don't think of it as a little girl that got harmed, who's now an adult, who has this past. They don't think of it that way. They think of it as like some kind of weapon that they can use to make me look bad, or this or that. Somehow they get some kind of joy out of it. They don't say, hey, I'm sorry about what happened. They don't say that. They go, hey, so what happened to your daughter? You're just, tell us about what happened. It's rude and obnoxious, and, no decency. No, can't be like a normal human. Just rude and disrespectful, victim shaming, victim blaming. Like I was saying, if I knew that somebody in somebody's thing had some kind of trauma with their family or something like that, I wouldn't go in there and start making fun of them or start asking them, hey, I heard your wife had an affair with with one of these gurus and then committed suicide. Why would I do that? Or hey, I heard your son grew up in a Gurukula and he committed suicide. I got plenty of stuff to talk about. I don't need to do that. I don't think any of us would do that. I don't care how much I don't like Indra Yumna Swami, Brian Tibbetts, or Hugh Turvey, or Howard Resnick, or this guy.
I am just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
I would never use some kind of traumatic thing that happened with them as some kind of a weapon against them to hurt them or make them feel bad or make them insult them, humiliate them, embarrass them, or anything like that. I don't think any of us would do that. I just don't. I don't think any of us would do that. Exactly. That's what I say. Do they marry their own daughters off or just everyone else's? And and that's what I was saying. Would this woman marry her daughter off to some guy because her guru said? First she says, "Oh, I'm with him 100%. My mind, body, soul. He's God to me. He gives us a." And I said, "Well, would you marry your daughter if he told you to marry your daughter off to somebody? Would you do it?" "No, I wouldn't do that." "Oh, but you'll do every other thing." "I don't believe you." Yeah, they get money from them. They get money from them. They get donations and money from them so that they'll leave them alone. ODing on like what? I don't know, but they had the ambulance was there and they pulled the guy out. He was like ODing on like, I don't know, some kind of opiates, barbiturates. I don't know. It wasn't weed. He wasn't ODing on weed, but he was they OD'd on something. Got any leads? I know. Yeah, this is a great support system, I'm telling you. Because I had nothing, and it was just me. It was just me talking to the camera, and that was therapy. I'm not gonna lie, that was therapy. But when you guys all came in, man, that is when it really started rocking and rolling. Yeah, you know what I think it is, Queen. I think part of it. I think part of it is like trying to intimidate me. Like, you're bring up my daughter, like that's gonna make me go, ooh, I don't want to talk about. Like I think it's a form of intimidation. Like, I'll bring up your daughter. I'll bring up sensitive things. I'm gonna make you feel uncomfortable by bringing up sensitive things to you. I think that's what it is. I really do. I think it's if you look at it as a cult tactic to silence you instead of a personal attack, they never win. Yeah, it's a total. Yeah, because it's a complete cult tactic because they only have so many cult tactics. Their toolbox is limited. They've only got a couple things they can throw out at you. You're not initiated. You're not You're not in the cult. You don't have a guru. All of these things, and that's exactly what they do. They come in here and they say it all the time. You were in for 20 years, but you didn't have the right guru. It's so common. It's so common. You see it all the time. And the female yogi thing. That's like a new age thing. The female guru yogi. The white female super Hindu. The white female super Hindu. He did. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't. He didn't OD on weed. So whatever he OD'd on, it was something. All right. So we did that, and then what do we got? Okay. So I think we're gonna do this. Let's see if we get. I gotta make an opening. Okay, we'll do this. All right, it's white super Hindu time. Let's spin the wheel and find the white super Hindu. We're gonna spin the white super Hindu wheel of idiot and see where it lands. I know the system fails you. You don't fail the system. It's a failure. We have a failure. The white super Hindu Avengers assemble. Yeah, that's funny. Here we go. White super Hindu time. White super Hindu time. It's white super Hindu time. Oh yeah, I got a lot of them, man. We have a lot of fun here.
Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Are we clear?
Okay. So, if you guys want to wager, on this wheel, I'm not paying out. And where'd I go? I thought I was there. I'm not there yet. Here I am. Okay. So, we're going to get ready to spin this wheel. And let's see. I always get a copyright thing for this, but I don't care.
Just what is it that you want to do?
Well, we want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do. We want to be free to ride. And we want to be free to ride our machines without being hassled by the man. And we want to get loaded. And we want to have a good time. And that's what we're going to do.
Well, when, baby? Let's go.
We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a party.
Okay. So, I got another new one. For when somebody asks me what I believe in, and somebody already asked me and I forgot to use it.
He believes in nothing. He believes in nothing, Lebowski, nothing.
We believe in nothing, Lebowski. All right, so we got a green. We got green. N's got the green. We've got AJ's got green. This is so much fun. I'm telling you, this is so much fun. AJ's got the green. We got Ghana doing yellow. We got Rafael with the red. And we got Eliana with the yellow. We got Fake Human with the green. And we got Duke of Squirrels, got yellow. And we got Ham Sandwich, it got blue. I don't know, you're not picking an actual person. I think Queen of Karma's going to pick Harvard Dumbass, I guess. She's going all the way and picking, she's going to picking a whole person. And Ghana's going to get that Premananda Maha fraud. All right, here we go. And Jenna Morton with the red. Oh, you got, Queen is going with red. Okay. Queen, you don't want Howard Dumbass. You're going with red. And I'm gonna pick. Who am I gonna pick today? I'm gonna pick. Let's see. I want to pick Easy Bhakti. Easy Bhakti fraud. The racist guy. Let's see. I want to pick him. I'm going with him. What color is Premananda Mahafrad. He's red. Premananda is red. Okay. Red is the new green. Okay. I'm picking. Who did I say I was picking? I forgot already. As my mind is going. My mind is going nuts. Bhakti, easy Bhakti fraud. Easy Bhakti fraud. That's what I'm gonna. Let me go ahead and type it in so I don't forget again. I don't want to forget. I'll forget. Because I got to win. Okay. Are we ready to go? Are we ready? Are you ready? Yeah, okay. And here we go with the spin. Here we have a big winner. We have a big winner. Oh boy, it's Premananda Mahafrad. And let's see. That was, we got a bunch of winners. We have Travis won. I lost. Ghana won because Ghana said he wanted Premananda. Then we have Queen won, and Rafal's a big winner. We had a lot of winners today. Woo! A lot of winners.
I can dance. You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Yay!
So a lot of winners today. So let's get this Premananda. Let me find this guy. Let's find this guy. This Premananda. I hope we get the right one. But there's a lot of them, and I don't know. I don't know which one is which. Premananda Maharaj, right? So let's see. Is this, which one is he? See, there's somebody else with that name. Premananda. How would I make sure I get the right one? Premananda Prabhuji. Bhakti. How do I get that name? Premananda Prabhu? Okay, let's see. Premananda Prabhu, is that who it is? No, it's not. I know I had him once before. So his name is Premananda. Somebody send me a link. Just give you the cup because you only have one. Well, we had a lot of winners. I'm gonna have to share it. You're gonna have to pass it around. Queen, have a great day. I'm so glad you stopped by. It's always good to see you. Premananda Prabhuji. Yeah, I typed that in, but this other guy came up, and I know that's not him. I'm trying to find the right one. It's all these Indian guys that are coming up. Premananda Das, Premananda. As a popular name. This is the guy. This guy keeps popping up, and I know this.
जहाँ कहीं गलत हो रहा हो तुम्हारे जीवन में और तुम अपने को न रोक पा रहे। महात्मा बुद्ध जी को वैराग्य इसी बातों से तो हुआ था कि इतना कष्ट होता है माँ को बालक जन्म होने में, फिर इतनी वृद्धावस्था में कष्ट, फिर ये मृत्यु सही, तो इससे बचा कैसे जाए?
He no matter what I search, he comes up. He keeps popping up. But I know that's not him. I know that's not the right one. Try Premanand Prabhu. Okay. Premanand Prabhu Vrindavan. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's the same guy. He keeps pop. Oh, is it? Is the same guy keeps popping up? Let me see. But I know that's not him. What if I? Oh, you just sent a link. Where is the link? Where is the link? I didn't. Priya Peterson. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Here we go.
Prabhuji. So earlier when Gurudev was here, then I used to never talk to Prabhu. Like I just used to say Radhe Radhe a little bit, and he used to say take prasad, this, that was all a formal exchange. So then after Gurudev left, departed, and then Prabhuji had this much. Earlier also when it was in a small place in the parking here, and then Anand Dham, and then came back here after Jagannath, this thing. So I was not like close to him. I was not.
Wait a minute. Wait a second. I don't know why the link is not coming up. I know you're sending them, but they're not. You post them here in the comments so I can just click on them. What is this? Who is this? Marple G. Marple G. This is not the way how to discern who is good devotee and who is bad. If you're in an ISKCON cult, you're bad. Every adult in ISKCON is a perpetrator. There's no such thing as a good devotee because it's a cult. See, that's have you been watching from the beginning? Because if you're watching from the beginning, then you need to go back and watch from the beginning, because the first thing you need to know is that it's a cult. So there is no good cult. There's no good. Everybody in the cult is a perpetrator. There is no good person in the cult. Everybody in the cult is working towards the same goal, which is exploiting labor and all the other culty things: the racism, the sexism, the child marriage, the abuse, the trauma, all of that. The high control, the 4 regulative principles. I mean, we can go on and on. So none of that is good. None of that is good for you. It's not good for your mental health. There is no such thing as a good devotee. There's no such thing as a good cult. There's no such thing as a good cult member. Yeah, I don't know why the links aren't coming through. There's no good devotees. If you think that there's good devotees and bad devotees, then you don't understand that you're in a cult. You don't understand that it's a cult. That's why in the beginning I talk about it's a cult, and I show the cult videos that explains why it's a cult, and then I show the Krishna videos that show the cult in action. So, just Marple G. You have any other questions? Because first you have to understand you're in a cult. Then we can talk about other stuff. But then we can talk about good devotees, bad devotees. But there is no such thing as a good devotee or bad devotee, and that you'll understand when you realize you're in a cult. Well, that's the first step. So I just don't see the links. Did you send them? Because I can't go to my. I guess I could. I would try to go to my email. Oh, okay. Let me see. All right, thanks. I got it now. Let's see. Boom.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, boom, boom. Yay!
All right, so there they are, and as you can see, it's the exploitation of labor going on. You're cooking all their food for free labor. So what are they? So what's going on? Are they posting stuff in the comments and then deleting them? Let me get another one. I don't know what happened with the sound on that. Let's see. So thanks for sending the links. Okay, here we go. Here we go. You do it, then you'll know.
My wife said,
Uh-oh.
if you win, we'll
It's
fly
the
to Asia.
Tai Chi
if I
guy.
win, we'll fly to Paris. I bet you won't get toned with just Tai.
I can dance. Boom, 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 boom. You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, boom, boom. Yay!
All right.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
can dance. Boom, 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 boom. You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, boom, boom. Yay!
So I have to reiterate. I'm going to drill this. I'm going to drill this into everybody's head. I'm going to drill this into everybody's head. And I know you all agree with me. But these people are just as nuts and psychopathic as Hotfoot and all of those people. They're the same people. It's the same people. We laugh at Hotfoot and what she says about her guru, her dreamer guy.
I'm just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
The way she talks about him, it's the same. It's the same as these people talk about him. Their guru is the same. It's the same shit. It's all the same shit. We laugh at her and we think it's funny, or we think it's sad, or we think she needs mental help and she needs whatever, and she's manipulated and she's brainwashed and all that stuff. And these people are too. It's the same shit. If one of these people came in the chat and we're talking, they'd be saying the same stuff. They'd be saying the same stuff she does. It's the same stuff. I love it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing. This is a criminal abusing women and grooming his monks. Yeah, they abuse the women like knitting cult lady said. They train the women to be prey, and they train the men to be predators. And that's exactly what it is. They teach the little girls to be submissive and subservient, and that they have small brains, and that Krishna can steal their clothes and make them get out of the water naked, and all of that stuff, right? And they teach these little girls they need to get married at 12 years old. They need to have a husband. And they were telling me, they told my daughter at the L.A. temple. Jagadambika told her in front of me. She said, your dad will pick out a husband for you one day, and that'll be the right man for you to marry. And I'm standing there going, oh, that ain't going to happen. I didn't say it because I didn't want to commit an offense, but that's what she said. Your dad will pick out a husband for you, and then you'll have the right, you'll have the perfect husband. And I'm sitting there, I'm not picking. That's like some 16th century Bengali bullshit. I'm not doing that. But I didn't say it. But that's what they train. They train the girls to be little child brides. You can't tell me they don't do that. Yeah, she's great. She's awesome, man. She's awesome. Same shit, different rapper. Same shit, different rapper. I know. It's so funny. Yeah, I wouldn't be. We should not be surprised. It's just been going on since forever. It's just been going on forever. Gurus and their disciples, their male disciples, young boys, Gurukula. You think that the Gurukula now is not like there was no, like there's never been any child abuse in any of these schools in India where they send their kids off to boarding schools? Women have to pay for lodging. Men are welcome. Women are, yeah. They don't want single women. Single women. I'm gonna tell you right now. These Krishna cults, whether it's ISKCON or Gaudiya Math or whatever offshoot, they don't like women. They don't want single women. They barely tolerate married women. They only tolerate married women because they got a man. Because they got a man. But if they was just single women, they don't want that. They're a pain in the ass to them. He's in love with the Western. These Indian guru guys, these guys are like, they're just as slimy or slimier than these ISKCON super white Hindus. Let me see. We got another one where he's dancing. We got one more. I got one more. Oh, look at this. Oh, my goodness.
I can dance. Sing it with me, and then you'll know. Yay! I can dance. Sing it with me, and then you'll know. Yay!
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a guy being gay, but they preach against it. They preach all kinds of sexist, racist stuff, but it doesn't apply to them. Yeah, we are too, man. Believe me, we are too. We're family here. Ex-guru's servant chilling out. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, he's unhealthy gay. Yeah, he's gay and he's repressing it and he's trying to be a swami, and that ain't right. And that's what I'm saying. Just go be gay. Just go be a gay devotee. Why do you have to be like cosplay? It's like so important to be this guru. Like Dreamer Pod.
I am just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
This Dreamer Pod. It's not enough. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say for a second, let's suspend reality and give him the benefit of the doubt and say, yeah, you really are manifesting ecstatic symptoms. Why can't you just go exhibit ecstatic symptoms? Down at the Radhakund in a hut. Go be Mr. Babaji and exhibit your ecstatic. No, he wants to be Mr. Guru on the internet. I got to teach this. I'm Super White Hindu Jesus. Not only am I having ecstatic symptoms, but I can teach you, and give you ecstatic symptoms too. See, that's the bullshit. If it was real and he was really having ecstatic, he wouldn't give a fuck. Go have your ecstatic symptoms. Go chant or dance and sing and bum bum bum.
I can dance. You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Yay!
Well, why is it so important that you think that you're gonna teach this to everybody else, and you're like you're the only one that can teach it, and nobody else can do it, and you got it in a dream, and probably came to you in a dream, and all this bullshit. Isn't it enough that you got the secret and you can go be happy and you can go chant and laugh and giggle and cry in ecstatic devotion to the Supreme Lord? Isn't that enough for you? No, that ain't enough. That ain't enough. I gotta be Guru Dave. I gotta be Srila Guru Hari, Guru Hoodie, Maharaj, and I gotta have 8 or 9 people in my Zoom sitting there talking about how fucking great I am. Like I'm doing something. Just stroke my ego. Let me just sit there and masturbate while everybody talks about how fucking awesome I am. I think all of these guys got something going on in their closet. All of them. Dreamer Man, Hridayananda, Bhakti Vikash, Indra Yumna, all of them. Jayadvaita, Satsvarupa, Trivikram. Well, some of them we know because they couldn't keep the closet door closed. And all the skeletons started falling out. But every one of them's got a closet door with a skeleton behind it. Every single one of them does. I know they do. Yeah, it's the same manipulation. It's the exact same shit. It's the exact same shit. Most of his favorites are Badger kids. I guess Badger's it's still a breeding ground for these freaks, right? A badger is still a badger. It's still a badger. I mean, I basically forgot about Badger until I started doing these things, and somebody brought it up, and I was like, oh yeah, Badger, yeah, I remember that. Radhakunda, and I kind of like. He likes the white Hindu. He likes the super white Hindus, man. Hey, everybody likes the white, super white Hindus. Everybody likes the super white Hindus, man. Yeah, Thanos. Yeah, he's. Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, listen, everybody. That's been 3 hours. You know, I'm gonna say 3 hours goes by so fast now, and that just tells you what a great time we're having. We're just having a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun. It's therapy. It's good. I feel good. I'm gonna tell you, I feel really good when I'm done doing this. And before I go start streaming, I feel really good about gonna meet up with you guys, and we're gonna talk and have fun and laugh and joke around and deny women our
I
essence.
do not avoid women, Mandrake. Yeah. But I do deny them my essence.
We deny them our essence. So it's so much fun, so rewarding for me. It really is, and I hope it's rewarding for you. I hope you guys learned something about cults. I know most of us that have been in it. We know. I mean, most of us know what's going on with the cults. So I know that you don't need to learn a whole lot. But for all you other viewers out there, because I know there's hundreds of you. There's hundreds of you now, and I hope you learned something about cults. I hope you learned something about these gurus and these online people that are promoting this online pedophilia cult, this pedophilia cult online. They're online promoting this cult. You got guys that are dreaming they're gurus. You got guys that think they're gurus. There's guys that are, I guess they're gurus. I don't know. But they're on the YouTube. They're all over the internet. You got all kinds of these gurus. You got super white Hindus. You got regular brown Hindus. You got white super Jewish Hindus. You got South American Hindus. You got a whole United Nations of super Hindus. That's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, and I also have
Unga.
Yeah, Unga. So, yeah, don't come out of that closet. Come out of that closet. You know that's what they say here in Thailand is guys don't know that they're gay till they come to Thailand. Guys come to Thailand, they figure out, oh yeah, I'm gay. I didn't know I was gay. It's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah, when you're young, yeah, you know, that's it. When you're young Christian, you think that once you're old, you won't care about life. No, yeah, I'm 65, man, and I'm like, you know, I'm thinking about some choices that I made when I was younger. I mean, absolutely. You're a different person, man. You're a different person when you're 68 than you were when you're 28. You're a completely different person. If you're lucky, you know, you are. Fake it till you fake it till you're out of it. Fake it till you fake it. That's what it is. Fake it till you fake it. Brazilian Swami. I don't remember. So everybody have a great day, great night, great morning, great afternoon, great evening. If you're hungry, have a great brunch. Everybody have some great luck. Please stay out of a cult. Thanks for joining me tonight. This is truly the best part of my day. Absolutely. Please like, share, and subscribe, everybody. And 68 is the new 28. Absolutely. 68 is the new 28. And please stay out of a cult. And everybody, all you viewers out there, and all you new viewers and you old viewers, I know for you guys for all you ex-devotees, all you ex-Hare Krishna, I know you really like this closing because you get to see me as a Hare Krishna, and it reminds you of how crazy it was when you were a Hare Krishna. You're like, look, there's Mike dressed up. He's in a dhoti and a kurta, and he's got his head shaved, and he's got flower. I know that each and every one of you watching that and go, look at him. I can't believe that was me. That used to be me too. So everybody enjoy me as a Hare Krishna. Thanks, everybody.